Hello. Hi everybody, how are you? Alison Stockton here, functional medicine practitioner, trauma-informed coach, somatic EMDR practitioner and breathwork facilitator too. So I'm coming to you live today for part 5 of our 5-part series of Chaos to Calm, and here to help women to really navigate what's going on. Kids have gone back to school as well. If you're a mum, you may be an empty nester, you may not have children at all, and there may be certain levels of chaos in your life that just need to be healed. So I'm noticing that is still going off. This is just a sage going through here, clearing the energies, just in case you wondered what was coming through on that screen. And so I'm here just to help you to try and find some nervous system regulation, some calmness both within your body and the life that you are experiencing in this moment, in the here and now. If you haven't already gone back and watched part 1, 2, 3 and 4, then I invite you to go back and watch them so you get a full context of what we're actually speaking about here and now in this present moment. And that's really what this is about. The somatic EMDR, the somatic part of all of us is our body. But also it's about how we are embodying our lifetime here in our body that we have been gifted with to live this life, if that's what you believe. And many of us live disembodied and with a dysregulated nervous system and not really present in the way that we are living our life because of unhealed trauma, PTSD, anxiety, even a state of depression that we are living in the here and now. So right now, whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're watching on the replay, whether you're popping into the live, just let me know in the comments that you are here. I can't see any comments popping up at the moment, but you can hashtag the Enriched Woman, because that's what it's about. It's enriching women's lives on an internal basis, not just the riches that we may get from materialistic part, but living a truly enriched life. So I'm going to invite you right now in this moment, if it feels safe for you to do so. And that's what we want to be able to do with the somatic part of the EMDR. It's about recognizing parts of ourselves, recognizing how we're showing up in this world, noticing how things affect us or trigger us, activate us, and can we move through it, or is it leaving us in that chaos? How are we responding if the kids are coming home from school and we're a mum with those newer kids, or the elder children, or no children at all, just a day-to-day situations that come up that we're not really able to calm that nervous system and work with. So let's have a little practice if you're here and you're willing to. So I'm going to invite you just to be here in the moment and a very short, simple grounding of taking a breath in and just connecting. And part of the somatic is being aware of what we are doing. The autonomic nervous system will breathe for us, but when we can connect, we can actually feel into that breath and we can really start to calm down and to regulate what is happening within us. So I invite you to take that breath. Move a little if you want to. Move your body, move your hands, and just notice in this moment what is happening for you as you're in this moment and you're present. And you're taking those breaths in and you're feeling the ends of your fingertips, your hands, maybe your arms. Maybe you want to move your entire body. Maybe you feel just that you want to sway, and just have a self-check-in and just notice what's coming up for you in this moment as you're watching this. As you're working through this, your mind is feeling chaotic. You may feel that, gosh, I haven't got time to be here. You may be feeling that, why am I even here? I've got 1,010,000 things to do and I'm stressed because I'm watching this, but actually I want to watch this, but actually I need to not watch this. It could be a zillion things going on in your mind, and then notice what is coming up in your body. You may want to close your eyes. Sometimes when we go into introspection, we can feel really a little bit more about what's going on in the body. As we're doing that, maybe you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or maybe as you take that moment to close your eyes and to take that breath and to recognize where you are, you can start to feel a difference between the chaos and the calmness within your body. And it's noticing what part, if you've watched the other parts of this, you will notice that I've spoken about the parts of us. There's no good, there's no bad, there is just parts of us. They're not categorized in good or bad, they are just parts of us. And so I invite you to think about what part of you is coming up in this moment as you're thinking about watching this, or you are watching this. Is it the part that you're overwhelmed? Is it the part that you're angry? Is it the part that you can feel agitated? Is it a part that you feel afraid because you've still got so much to do? Is it the part, so that part of being afraid that you've got so much to do can trigger then something else that, I'm not good enough, I can't manage all this. What is it? I might feel frozen. All of the things is recognizing it, allowing yourself to pause, allowing yourself to breathe, noticing the part, and then asking that part of you to just step aside for a small moment of time. Recognizing that if it is that chaotic part that's, so much to do, the agitated part, the slightly angry part that, your attention is being taken away. And then notice it and say, okay, I notice you. I'm going to put you to one side for a moment and then I'm going to come back to you. Now that takes work. It takes time for that to happen, but it can happen when you become more self-aware. And as you become more self-aware of your behaviors and your actions, then what happens is we start to be more in our authentic self. We get to be more in our state of embodying who we are. And then we get to create this more magnetic self, of this healed self as we're moving through these things. So noticing those parts and noticing what happens in your body when you feel that agitation may be coming up, it's inviting that body to calm down and to recognize it. And that's where we work with that somatic EMDR part, is noticing what the parts that haven't been processed yet, the part of the trauma that might still be coming up that hasn't been dealt with, and recognizing that, I noticed that part. I don't want that part anymore. It's been great. It's helped me for this long, but actually I need to move away from it. I recognize it's a little bit like Jungian's work. It's the shadow part that keeps coming up. So how do we work with the shadows? But in this moment, for the here and now, we're talking about the somatic EMDR part, the part of your breath intertwining everything. And it is an intertwining of everything, because when we can do that, it has affect regulation, which means that our nervous system can be more aware and we can attune to our nervous system. And I do this because sometimes for me, that going inward on that nervous system feels more authentic and healing than this part. This part can be too expressive. It can be too open. So sometimes just drawing inwards and just noticing what's going on with the eyes closed, that sometimes can feel more nurturing. But equally, it could be that you want to express and be open and not be so conformed by other people's beliefs and ways of being that have impacted you. That could be from something that hasn't been healed yet in the past. So thinking about what comes up for you and where that's working in your body, and literally noticing that how everything about us, our emotional well-being and our nervous system, along with a self-awareness and self-compassion, they are intrinsic to our healing. And all of this is part of that somatic element of how we can really, really move from a chronic state of chaotic survival into a more calmer state of being. And even if your chaos in your life isn't that chronic, you've moved through it a little bit more, this can really help you to notice it and then just really calm that back down again. And just calm into that state of being present, the state of being able to breathe and notice emotions. For example, if you get a message or an email and you notice it in your body, the emotional response and the nervous system response is agitated. It's noticing that actually what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be able to go into a more cognitive, executive function, operational mode of reading it, thinking about it for a moment even, and being able to metabolize it in a calm, regulated way, where I've noticed what came up in my body. I can breathe through that. I don't need to lash out. I don't need to react. I don't need to shut down. I don't need to move away from it. I can choose then to navigate how I am going to respond, because my nervous system is able to be calmer, my chaos is calmer, and I can really work with an executive functioning in my brain. Because when you've lived with chronic overloading, stress or trauma that's been unhealed and PTSD, it's that repetition of the revolving door of being stuck in that cycle of that trauma that sometimes we can't do that. So our reaction is to lash out or to have anger or to be sad or to I go back into that fawning response. Or it could be, the extroverted part that needs to be seen, but the actual wounded part of you isn't healed still. So that movement through the somatic EMDR is noticing what's coming up on that introspection part of you, noticing where it is within your body. How would you react when you see a message that may have been triggering maybe a few weeks ago, a few months ago, a few years ago, and noticing then how you would respond once you've had that more awareness of your parts, more awareness of how your body is, more awareness of regulating your nervous system, and being able to breathe and being able to move through. And we have to be able to move through things. We have to be able to move through our trauma. We have to be able to move through in life anyway, otherwise we get stuck and we remain stuck. So my invitation to you is to jump into our introductory call for the somatic EMDR part. And it's about going from bottom up rather than top down. So it doesn't have to be all about the talking. It's about going into a memory that is still circulating on a repetitive level for you, that's keeping you trapped, stuck, or in the pattern of parts that keep showing up for you that actually you're recognizing now that isn't actually serving you well. It's keeping you in that chronic state of stress, anxiety, even borderlining on depression, agitating the way and the state of your health and your well-being. So you may have chronic headaches, there may be gut health issues, it can even trigger NAFLD, which is non-alcoholic fatty liver. That can happen when you're in the chronic state of stress and overload all the time. Your adrenals start to get exhausted. I'm sure you've all heard of adrenal exhaustion. And that's when that can be that burnout phase where we feel like we literally can't function anymore. So is it anxiety? Is it adrenal dysfunction? Is it depression? Or is it actually that all of the cognitive parts, and I say cog because we need to move all the cogs. So the cognition of our thought processing, then we have all of the moving parts of our liver, our kidneys, our gut, our heart, our voice, our breath, everything in the lungs. What is happening and what's blocking us and how can we move through it? Because when we haven't moved through our states of what happened to us in an event, when we stay in that cycle, we're not moving through it. We're staying stuck in that repetitive cycle again and again and again, and bringing in different ways to survive rather than to embody the fullest expression of ourselves. And that fullest expression of ourselves is that person either before the trauma happened, the event happened, and then navigating through to who you are in this here and now, and how has your personality changed, how has your behaviors changed, and where do you want to be. You may never be back to the person that you were before, but it's about creating, cultivating, enhancing and embodying the person that you are in the here and now, so you can be your truest authentic self in the life that you're living right now. And that embodiment is about all of the somatic part of you, and being in that creative state and magnetic state, if you want to call that. Because working through trauma doesn't have to be clinical. It doesn't have to be the repetitive part of talking about it over and over and over again, because what that does, it regurgitates and it can keep you stuck. And often I have worked with clients who haven't been able to navigate the silence of the trauma because they've spoken about it, and that can keep them stuck. So with the somatic part of the EMDR, we work very much on that bilateral stimulation. We're working on the eye movement desensitization, reprocessing, and processing, metabolizing, and moving through those experiences that you've had so that you can tune into becoming the most authentic and embodied version of yourself. So if that sounds like something you would love to achieve and you want to jump in and have the first session, then there is an offer through September. It's £125. It's also, you can upgrade into 5 sessions or to 10 sessions. And these are on offer right now. It's an exclusive offer, which is only running until the 18th of September. Then it will go back up to full price. If you want to jump in, let me know. The link is in the bio if you pop into the link in the bio, or you can drop a comment below and I will send you the direct link so you can jump into one of those sessions. And my mission is to help women to heal, to feel enriched, and to have a healthy life, not only in body, but in the relationships that you cultivate for yourself. And recognizing that enrichment starts on a deep cellular, nervous system and organ level. Because if we are dysfunctional in our body, if we are dysregulated in our body, then we can't be fully expressive and fully connected to ourselves in a whole holistic approach. So that is my mission, is to help women like you to be the fullest expression of themselves and the healed version of yourselves. Thank you for watching. Let's stay in that calm state and then navigating the capacity that you have when chaos happens. You can actually manage your nervous system and your responses in a far greater way. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.